Ebusia, me makwaba sonko kura. Do be ye PhD TV. Ebusia na makacho say Ghana manyo ma echego. Eye hot political update na me be dum channel eso. Sanso na sema wo de fe baba na bo Kennedy akompre kun kuntun kurun barema Ohene Agyapong. Bema ba. Bema onsinsu ansa na Ohene na wonsem de be na obeti e ha sei. Intine no first time oba channel we su da bomodin. Subscribe channel no for me na share video we for mo nua no onye bi nhwante de ekoso e wo man Ghana ha. Edi amje so e Uncle Addo Ken. Ebusua special Kwesi Peter and OSP. Obisi special Kwesi Peter. Onna se na making special prosecutor. Ende me no ka se de wasan so declare eye former finance minister Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta wanted ebio ai ebrebe etwem no declare wanted eno tin se mienu mi se bi di free Ghana lawyers wo se Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta ne ho mfa no ai ne ho mfa no ana Mr Ken Ofori-Atta ho mfa no nti ya abotre fama no na ne ho fa na ne ho dwodwo na obeba modern no be piem e wo man Ghana ha sei ena ndi o share no June no kura menhwe ende se 20 and that is 2nd June 2025. And what they share no inti na and the special Kwesi Peter or they share yeah former finance minister or they share say bra BPM be yin sem mienu me se bia no corruption charges said da ho no modema na ano den edo so pa yie odwuro man sika bo man ne kapa enye me na meka special Kwesi Peter no ka on dey hwehwe ni mu so mo na mkofa ne ba enye me na mkofa enye me na mkofa special Kwesi Peter ba yo wo mo na mkofa ne ba ye enye me enti na wadumi anya dai enyi niti ena nde odi eye wanted kese baako edi abo na mema so se kum na de di twam kura na se sisi de Interpol eni ye de Interpol ato no so den se ye hwe no na ye nchi no emfa ni mfiri eye US emfa na mebiem e wo man Ghana urade yankofo Ghana hare interesting things ahead like no meba nti wo de hwe no wanwane amfiri Ghana ebi kura me kroma betam enti buso mo yenkwa yenkwa tieja nsem kakre course e wo ye special prosecutor ne press conference oye no ase
on that May 28 letter, lawyers of Mr. Ofori-Atta wrote to you where they, amongst many things, disclosed his health condition. Did they by chance communicate if there was a possible date to which he would honor this invitation at a subsequent date? That's the first question. The second is, when you wrote back rejecting the explanation that had been offered, reason for which he cannot make that appearance, has there been yet again another response from the lawyers of Mr. Ofori-Atta? Because there is also the argument being made that in all of your actions you've been adversarial, and like my colleague had mentioned, if indeed you have a case, you should have filed it by now.
Just as has been his style, 28 May 2025 request to us contained no suggestion of it. Mind you, all this while we beat the date out of him. You recall, he never suggests a date. He just says, I'm unwell, I cannot come. When I come in, our lawyers will inform me. The police, police. Yeah. When the law enforcement agency at the prosecutorial investigative authority wants you, you do not tell that investigative and prosecutorial authority that you choose to come when you want to come. It is a criminal inquiry. You are a suspect. You've been told clearly. Because upon arrival here, we may choose to arrest you. It is not for you to choose and pick what should be done. Now, I signed the letter for dispatch on 30th May. That is on Friday. So we've not had any response. And so we've been adversarial. I almost went to the lecture room. You know my first love. Once again, investigative and prosecutorial authorities are adversarial language. If I were to challenge you to read the entire scheme of affairs in Act 29 LI 2374, there is not a single provision there which is friendly. Read Act 29 itself, the mother of criminal jurisprudence in this country. There's not a single friendly provision because it is criminal. In criminal law, there's no friendliness. And that is principle, that is policy. Situate it in our context. We have been adversarial since 24 January. We kept pushing. We kept pushing. We've been indulgent. Because, let me speak here, so when someone says they are not well, we listen. But is it on the say-so of the person in this modern era? If you want to take an excuse duty or your employers, you show up at your boss's desk and just say, I have cancer. I can't come to work the next 4 years. Is that what you will do? Would your bosses take you serious? You probably may be fired on the spot. How much more in a criminal inquiry? You are dealing with a criminal investigative and prosecutorial authority. And every time you show up and just say, just singularly, or you say so, that you are unwell, you cannot come. Mind you, in my brief, I said, from 24 January till now, Mr. Ofori-Atta has not produced any medical report. A semblance of it was that medical letter, that 5-line medical letter that said he may undergo a possible surgical intervention in March. And from March, count the days till 28 May. From 20 to 21 March, when he said he was going to have a possible medical intervention, surgical intervention, upon which reckoning we indulgently said, oh, take some of the days, recuperate. So he suggested he will come between 14 to 30 May. He said, oh, take a few more days, come on 2nd June. How friendly can we be beyond this? After accommodating you, you sat by for at least 67 days when you knew your condition had changed, and you never bothered to tell the OSP that there's been a fundamental change in your condition, acting in bad faith. After bad faith, and for which reason they have stopped this party. Can we hear the name? Hoarse voices, let me hear something.
Thank you very much.
Including mine.
Special prosecutor, my name is Mahama.
Did you hear that?
I am Myjoyonline. My first question is, the letter you received from Mr. Ofori-Atta's lawyers indicating that he is unwell and still unfit to present himself physically in interrogation. Have you independently verified the information that has been given to you and you know exactly where he is in the US and in which state he is in? Also, you declared him wanted at a point where he doesn't return into the country. At which point are you going to begin extradition processes? Also, under the Mutual Legal Assistance Act, Act 807 under Section 42, it provides, opportunities for hearing of the accused person via video conference, one which the lawyers of Ofori-Atta have proffered. Why are you not considering that?
It's all in context. It's all in context. In my briefing, I said on extradition processes we commence it today. Because we had to wait. Maybe there would have been a change of mind from 28 May till now. You never know, because you don't hasten to take such decisions. Maybe from 28 May to today, 2 June, over the weekend, you may have emplaned and arrived in the country. So you wait for your own stipulated expiry date and time to elapse before commence action. So I said, 30 minutes before I came to commence the briefing, we triggered the extradition processes with the right authorities. And around the same time, we triggered the Interpol red notice for his location and provisional apprehension wherever he may be found. Now, we talk about ML. So first, you asked whether we have independently verified whether he was unwell or not. You do not spend state resources and time chasing after ghosts. In this sense, when the person has not represented to you by any medical report or opinion that he is so unwell that he cannot travel, he is so unwell that he cannot come to the jurisdiction, you do not go wasting your time verifying. For the law enforcement agency, it tells us that he's been untruthful. And that is the reason why we've been at him since January. Because we do not believe what he's saying. You get it? And it is not for us, the law enforcement agency, the prosecutorial investigative authority, to establish his medical condition. For us, what the law requires us to do is, if we're investigating suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses, and you are a suspect, we bring you in. When we find you, then we assess your situation to see if you should even go through such a process, if you should even stand a trial by reason of your medical condition. Look, even persons who have been convicted and imprisoned, when they fall so unwell, and they take into the hospital. That's why I said in P earlier that they're firing now. But the person has to show you that he is really so unwell that he cannot travel. And there are two things. As I'm standing here, you do not know my ailment. As you are sitting there, there may be some ailments which afflict you which I do not know.